Hello, my name is David Horowitz. I want to thank the University of Maryland Facilities Council, President Lowe, Mr. Plank, representatives of College Park, and my peers for taking the time to meet with me to discuss the Washington Quad Revitalization Project. To start, I want to update you on the history of the space. In 2008, the University of Maryland design team worked alongside our public-private partners to create a unique renovation to the historic Washington Quad in South Campus. Prior to the renovation, the quad was a 2-acre concrete graveyard of abandoned basketball courts and dull design with poorly utilized landscaping. The university's goal was to create a green space that implemented both active and passive design strategies. We wanted the Washington Quad to become the model for sustainability and at the forefront of outdoor design. Unfortunately, we were only able to achieve one of these goals. The rainwater irrigation system was a tremendous success in our pursuit towards sustainability, but the Washington Quad still remains one of the most underutilized spaces on campus. It's time for change. My goal is to revitalize this space through minor modifications. First off, I want to extend the synthetic grass volleyball court to cover the entire west side of the quad, excluding the surrounding walkway.
David, why do you want to do that? There is already synthetic grass there.
This will allow people to use the space for more than just walking. Students will be able to use the new lawn for intramural sports, exercise classes, frisbee, sunbathing, and more.
What maintenance does this require?
Great question. The synthetic grass actually requires very minimal maintenance and upkeep. All rainwater and liquid will drain into the irrigation system, redistributing the water into the nearby shrubs. All work will be done electronically. Secondly, I want to increase accessibility by adding a disability ramp similar to that outside of the physical science complex. Currently, there is no ramps permitting people with disabilities to enter the quad.
Good point, but where will it go and what kind of long-term change will this promote?
The main entrance to the quad is a perfect place for the ramp. It is wide and long enough to not require much modification to the current stairway. I believe the ramp will promote inclusivity and allow for a wider array of activities to take place involving College Park residents and the community. Thirdly, I want to replace the stagnant, uncomfortable strap metal benches that are scattered across the quad with round galvanized tables and chairs.
What will you do with the existing benches and why is this important?
These are inexpensive, weatherproof, and most importantly, promote interaction in the community. We also don't need to dispose of the old benches. Mr. Plank, I bet you can use the strap metal benches for the walkway from Colt Fieldhouse to Capital One Stadium, allowing bystanders to watch the players enter the field. And lastly, I want to replace the rusty old charcoal grills that haven't been used or maintained since 2008. This inexpensive update could allow for cookouts, group barbecues, and make Washington Quad a location to host activities and events in the future.
Those grills do look old, but how do you plan on getting funding for all of this? Haven't you thought about the recurrent work and maintenance that goes into preserving and maintaining the space to usable condition? Maryland is already in $907 million of maintenance backlog. We don't need any more.
I anticipate this renovation costing between $75,000 and $110,000. To fund this project, I will submit an RFMS form applying for $60,000 of university funding. As for the remainder of the funding, I was wondering if you, Kevin Plank, would be generous enough to donate. As a Maryland alum and significant contributor, I'm asking for $30,000 towards my renovation project. If granted approval by the Facilities Improvement Committee and Mr. Plank, I will hire a project manager to carry out the renovation. I will work hand in hand with Harry Tebow, the Executive Director of Building and Landscape Maintenance at University of Maryland, and the Facilities Management Department tasked with the responsibility to maintain the quad. I anticipate maintenance to be inexpensive because my improvements do not require a tremendous amount of upkeep. To conclude, I want to thank you all for your time and consideration. Let's make Washington Quad great again.